Good evening. We are live. It's 7 o'clock on Tuesday. And yes, I'm wearing this because the missus has not let me keep it. It's getting listed on eBay tomorrow. First of all, can I just do a sound check? It's raining pretty heavy here in Surrey and it's banging on the shed. So if someone can let me know whether the sound is okay before I continue and you guys tell me it's not. And I will, in the meantime, say a few hellos before we get started. So Tommy Trades was first in very early, very keen at 6:36. 6:36 kind of vibes. Looking forward to the stream. Good to see you, mate. Leanne's in as well. Hello, Leanne. Lucy is in as well. Lucy gave me a scare earlier, saying I'm going to be doing 2 live streams this week, when in fact it is just the one. The 24-hour live, I'll talk about that a bit later on, is in a couple of weeks' time. So good to see you, Lucy. Thrifty Georgie is in, and yes, I've made him a spanner. Drunk on power. Do not abuse the power, Thrifty. I'm sure you won't. Not a YouTuber or content creator is in. Hello. Double Karma is in. Dig is in. JJ says mic check 1 2. Sounds all good. That's what we like to hear. Let me just see if I missed anyone quickly. Zoe's in. The Batter Cave, is that? The Bat Cave. Why am I seeing a second A there? That's weird. The Bat Cave. My eyes need testing again. Richard's in. Hello. Ian J. Limelight. Let me zoom to the bottom, otherwise I'm here all night. The Bargain Hunter. Chop. Jonathan Bolden. Yes, man's got a tracksuit on. And my dad says nice top. I'm not allowed to keep this. Leanne has banned me from keeping it. This was from the car boot sale on, what day was it? Saturday. Paul, my dad, was actually there with me, and I looked at it and said, what an ugly thing this is. And as soon as I put it on Instagram, I had about 5 messages from people telling me what film this is from. Lonsdale. What film is it from? So for the people who didn't see on Instagram, first person to guess the film in the comments wins a prize. There's no prize. You just win, and I'll let you know you've won. Alan is in. Bit harsh. The tracksuit looks like the guy out to spitball me. Thanks, Jess. Always nice with the comments. Close. Snatch and Lockstock. Very close. It's got that Lockstock kind of feeling. Layer Cake, no. Football Factory, no. Again, it's got the Football Factory kind of feeling. Anyway, I'll wait for the answers to come in. But tonight's live stream is all about a plan B. So this got me thinking. I'm sure she won't mind me sharing it. Mel, back from burnout. She had to go into hospital unexpectedly. She's okay, by the way. But you might have seen from her social medias. She had to go into hospital unexpectedly. And in her Australian call in the Daily Refinement Group, she spoke a lot about having a plan B. So luckily for her, she's got Tom, who's in the warehouse by her, who could go and do her orders, could go and do her packaging, etc. And Mel was luckily enough, okay enough, sort of say, to be able to switch off her eBay store or put it into holiday mode. But it really had me thinking about what happens to us when we're running eBay businesses if something happens. Now, I'm not just talking about death, okay? Death is the extreme example, and touch wood, nothing like that happens to anyone in the chat tonight. So don't blame me, okay? This doesn't fall on me. I'm talking about if you get ill. Or, for instance, if I was to walk out after this stream, I was to slip over, bang my head, end up in a coma for a week. I know all this sounds morbid, but right now, I would come back to no eBay business because I would have orders that haven't been dispatched on time. I'll end up with so many defects in the eBay store, and eBay does not care. That is the truth, okay? It doesn't matter if you ring up eBay and you say, look, eBay, I had a bit of a fall over. I was in a coma for 2 weeks in hospital. They do not care. And them defects could end my eBay sales career, okay? And I have to go back to a typical 9 to 5. Anyway, so it got me thinking about what plan do I have? And at that point, I've got no plan. But what I am doing is creating a video, creating a paper document for Leanne, my wife, to access in case of emergency. And that is going to basically tell her how to ship out the orders, how to print postage labels, how to pick the stuff, but then also how to close down my eBay store, either completely or to put it on a holiday mode while she works things out. On top of that, what I want to do is create a list of resellers who I trust in different categories where she can contact to say, look, James is maybe dead or James in a bad way, he can't continue eBay. Would you be interested in liquidating this store for £1 an item, for instance? Okay. So it's really got me thinking about, do we have that plan B? Because I, for one, know I don't currently, and I'm working on making it. So I'm going to catch up in the chat quickly, but let me know, guys. Do any of you have a plan B? Do you have an emergency plan for if things go tits up on eBay and you cannot access the computer, or you might not even be able to do anything at all? You know, little things such as if it was to break your leg, could you still post items? Yes, probably with some help. You could probably still list items with broken legs. You don't list with your leg. But I'm talking about more drastic things, such as if you was to say, as I say, end up in a coma. And as I say, it's a morbid subject. We won't talk about this all night. We'll move on to something a bit more interesting. But I'm going to the chat. Thrifty Georgie, after his 12th guest, that I think has won it. No, sorry, I lie. You have not won it with Kingsman. The Batcave has won it with The Gentleman. And I have never seen this film before. Chop Chop was close, I think, from the film where he's in the chip shop. Yes. And that is what I have seen. Loads of people have sent me clips of the guy in the chip shop. And this is from that film. It's Lonsdale. It's a full tracksuit. I haven't got the joggers on, but I will show you the joggers. Look at these bad boys. Right? And I paid £10 for this at the car boot. And look at the comps. It's anywhere between 50 and 80, I would say. So that's going on the store tomorrow. I'm not allowed to keep it. Otherwise, I probably would. Yes, Michelle is in. I had a good chat with Michelle today about a few things, but we'll keep it under wraps, Michelle. But no, Michelle's smashing it, and she's doing really well on Posh as well. So if you don't follow Fox Black, please go follow her on Instagram and go follow her live shows. Zoe's in. Hello, the stepmom. Hope you're well. Let me just catch up on the chat. Not a fan of the tracksuit. I can see that. Okay, so if I missed anyone, Jack's in as well. But if I've missed anyone, apologies. I don't know if I said hello to Alan. If not, hello. And RS if I didn't say hello. But yeah, it's got me really thinking about what plan B do I have in place? Because up until that point where Mel spoke about it in the Aussie call, as I say, I did not even think about it. And I think it's like anything in life. We all kind of go through life and think nothing's ever going to happen to us. But I want to know that if I am involved in a serious accident, I can come back to an eBay store at some point, whether that be a month down the line, 6 months down the line, a year down the line. I don't want to come back to be restricted from selling on eBay because I don't want to go back into the normal 9 to 5. But let me see what some of you guys are saying here. Lana Vinci's first in was the answer. So I don't have a plan, but it's a really good idea to have one. Yeah, it's as I say, it's something that I've never thought about until last week. And Leanne is off work in a couple of weeks' time, and she doesn't know it yet, but she's going to spend half a day with me, just learning the basics of eBay, learning where things are on the PC, seeing how she can shut down a store, teaching her how to use pack links to print postage labels, showing her the lockups and how to pull based on the SKU numbers, etc. And it made me think as well, I need to make sure my SKU system is really simple for someone else to understand at drop of a hat, because I don't want the added stress onto someone else when they're trying to sort of look after me and make sure I'm okay, but have to do the business stuff. You want them to be able to do it within like an hour, take their mind off that and get back to like looking after the person. And it doesn't have to be a wife. It could be a family member. It could be another reseller local to you. It could be parents, whoever it may be. It's just that emergency plan where I think we all need to think about. So Thrifty Georgie says, keep a book full of your usernames, passcodes, etc. That only you and your partner knows about. Yeah, and it's got us thinking as well. I pay all the bills for the household, okay? So I dealt with all the mortgage stuff, okay? I'm not saying I pay it all, because we split that. But anyway, I deal with all the finances. So the mortgage, the house insurance, the electric bill, the water bill, all of them bills, the household stuff, I pay. And I know what accounts they're with. I know how much they come out each month. I know where the emails are stored. Leanne doesn't know any of that stuff. So again, if something was to happen to me, Leanne needs to know where she can access all of this, which made me think of creating a joint email account now for us, where all of these bills go into. And like Georgie says there, have a video I'm going to create, have something saved on the laptop, but also a physical printed out file kept in the house where, if I need to It's the emergency files. You can open it up and you know everything that's going on. So not just about eBay, just about life in general. The Dig Vintage says, I am lucky to have a partner who would step in and take over. I took 3 months off last year, traveled to Greece. Shop carried on normal, just with no listing. See, that's good. So you have got that emergency in place then where your partner knows exactly how to do it. So I'm not even overly stressed about getting listings up if something happens to me. I don't expect Leanne to do 20 listings a day, you know, doing some photographs of clothing, etc. But as long as your shipment gets out and you can put the store on closed mode or holiday mode, you are covered. But it's great that you already have that person in place. Chop saying, I have arthritis sometimes. I can't walk very well. I've only been to one car boot this year to source. If it was not for massive clothing haul, just before it happened, I would be in trouble. So yeah, you've protected your business by getting that clothing haul, but you're right there. You know, what happens if, for instance, if you can't walk for 4 months or 6 months, you know, due to a knee injury? I don't know. It could be anything. I'm going to shout all these different things that could go wrong. And a lot of people will sit on the other side of the fence and say, do you know what? Nothing's ever gone wrong, so I'm not worried about it. I used to be that way. And it really got me thinking. But it just goes to show, if you're not prepared, it could all, you know, go wrong. Simon's in. Hope you're good, mate. Look forward to catching up with you later. Shout out to Simon as well. We were in a bit of an accountability WhatsApp group with regards to fitness in the gym. And yeah, Simon's doing really well. And he's very committed. He's made himself accountable. So good to see you in it, mate. Michelle saying, my issues with passwords, I have to change passwords like once a week because I forget. Yeah, so I had to change my Apple ID password this morning because I forgot. And you can only use the same password once in, I think, a year. So now I've got a password where even this afternoon, I forgot what it is. So if I have to change it again, you're constantly changing. So I think we're going to create a household password, which is generic just for that thing. And if it changes, we'll probably plan where you just put a number in front of it, or you might do an exclamation mark, you might do an @ symbol, whatever it may be. So we're going to try and keep it simple. Tommy Trades, good to see you. What do you mean, poor Leanne? Do you mean poor Leanne because I want to keep the tracksuit, or poor Leanne that she's going to have to take over this eBay store that no one's going to want to take over? Funnily enough, my brother said to me the other month, he was like, if you die, do not leave me your eBay crap because I don't want to deal with it. And that's another thing as well. I think sometimes we feel like our family and friends are going to want to deal with all of this stuff. Most people are not going to want to deal with it, which is why I'm going to create a list of trusted resellers who I can say to Leanne, contact Michelle, contact Jamie Dodger, contact Sully or Luke, or whoever it may be, Simon, another one, and say to them, James is dead. He's got 1,000 items of clothing here. Do you want them for 50p an item, or do you want to come through and pick what you want, £1 a piece, whoever it may be? So if I die, some of these resellers are going to get a cracking deal, I tell you. Hi, Kathy. Yes, she can't wait. She can't wait to spend half a day. I haven't told her it's a week off work. Half a day just shadowing. Okay, I don't expect her to pack the orders and to walk down the parcels, but she needs to learn. It's all part of the game. Good to see you, Kathy. Hope you're well. So Jack is saying, luckily between my dad and partner, they could run my eBay as they basically run all parts of it in some capacity. See, that's good, Jack. You have people working with you in the business, and that does make it easier. If you have a partner or someone else who works in your eBay business with you, you probably haven't got to stress too much about this unless something happens to you both at the same time. Okay. And I know you can always say, well, where do you stop? You know, what happens if it happens to 5 people in your line and 6 people? I want to have Leanne as the emergency and as someone else as the final backup. And if we all die at the same time or we all get injured at the same time, so be it. Not much we can do from there. A reseller's blueprint is in. Hello, hello. Let me just have a look here. I'm just scrolling down, see if I've missed anything here. Yeah, Fruity Georgie says, have a slush sink fund, not just for sourcing, but for expenses. That's another good idea. So it's not just about if things go wrong. It's an emergency plan when it comes to finances. Now, my finances, I don't mind admitting, I'm in a pretty good financial position at the moment. I have a few accounts with savings. So if there is an absolute emergency, I do have access to some money that I can get to. But I've spent quite a bit recently buying stock within the eBay business, and we just booked the trip to Scotland for the Car Boot Roadshow. And I put that through the business because of YouTube. You can claim some back through the business. Anyway, I won't go into all the tax stuff tonight, just in case my accountant's in. He gives me another hint that I still need to catch up on my books. But anyway, I think you're right, Georgia. I think that emergency fund is so important because we all know that things do happen. You know, your boiler could blow up, and boilers aren't cheap. I mean, say it's £800 for a boiler. Have you got access to that emergency pot that you just leave alone? It's all things that you have to think about in life, but it really made me think about the business as well. Richard's saying, don't have a plan, but would be a good idea, even if it's only switched off the store. Yeah, Richard, that's the main thing I was thinking of. Okay, so for instance, say you had 12 orders that needed shipping and you could switch off your store. That is only going to be 12 defects, worst case scenario. It's not going to be great. It's probably not going to close you down. But what I'm thinking, if the store's not shut off and it's a whole week or 2 weeks of items not getting shipped, that could be the end of eBay for you. So I think you need to keep in mind. I'm just seeing if I missed anything here in the chat as I scroll. Here we go. So Leanne is saying, James, there are some good forms you could download for free as a guide for completing bank accounts and legal stuff. Yes, yeah, there's lots of free information online, and that's important to let everyone know as well. You can Google all of this, and you can find free information of what things you need to cover that you might not think about. So you have your kind of business emergency plan, but also what Leanne's talking about more there, about your life emergency plan. And that's where it comes into what I was saying earlier about with regards to household bills and passwords for accounts and stuff. So it's interesting stuff to really think about. So Tommy's saying, I've never actually thought about this before. And Tommy, I don't think you're on your own there, because as I said, I didn't. And I think a lot of people in here, you don't kind of think about things until it happens. But my partner is very close to my eBay business. She has also started one herself in things she's more interested in. Trust her to help keep afloat. Yeah, again, so you have someone who knows eBay, you know someone who knows the process of eBay, know someone if they need to, how to shut down a store. This is probably more aimed at people who don't have anyone. I mean, no one else in my family does eBay to this scale. You know, some people sell the odd thing on eBay, but nothing to this scale where they know the ins and outs. Let me just see what I've missed on this. So Michelle's saying I'm harsh, mainly giving her half a day and using it during her annual leave. Well, Michelle, as I say, she wants to join the business in the future, so this is her trial, we'll call it, and make sure she's up to the task. There we are. Simon don't care about the death. Simon don't care about the death of bold finds. He just wants all my stock for 50p. Are you taking everything, Si? You're going to take my bowls? You taking my bread maker I bought the weekend? Are you taking my McDonald's chairs that still haven't sold? Are you taking the lot for 50p? I'm not surprised. So Michelle's saying, in all seriousness, I did think about this when doing my will. Yeah, so again, that is something that you need to really think about as well. And again, it's something that you just put off the whole time because it's another expense and it's another thing that you don't really think about. But none of us are getting any younger. That's the truth. You know, tomorrow will be a day older. And I know you lot are going to say, all right, Captain Obvious. But it's true. And it's all this stuff that the more I'm aging, I'm really starting to think about this, about what will happen. Because when you're younger, you might not have as many responsibilities and all the rest of it. But now, like, we've got a house, we've got a mortgage, and like, you can't just mess about with that kind of thing. I was going to allocate to my sister-in-law, just this result, but my husband said no, he wants it. So you've got someone who wants your stock, which is good. There's no way Leanne wants this crap. I'll tell you that now. Tommy's saying, I was also speaking to my mum about this the other day. I hope that through my channel, I am able to inspire my nieces, nephews, that there are more options out there to take control of making money. Yeah, and I think us as resellers as well, we do educate people the value of money in that sense, because I know going out now shopping, I hate spending full price money on any items, considering what you can get from the car boot. Has Leanne taught you everything she knows too? You'll probably need a whole week of annual leave. No, well, she couldn't teach me. Do you know why, Kathy? Because I'm the worst person to sit and listen to it. That's the truth of the matter. And honestly, I do all the household stuff. She's she's fantastic at her job as a nanny. Honestly, like such a patient person when it comes to being around children. And so yeah, we might need to. I might need to take a week off to learn about all of that stuff. I think when we have kids, it'll be a case of take a week off to learn how to raise children. There we are. Yeah, the film was A Gentleman by Colin Farrell. Absolutely. Let me just have a look here. Yes, Steve. Hope you're well. Hi, James. I'm watching with my mum. Well, hello to you both. Hello to you both. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hopefully see you very soon. Weather dependent, of course, but I hope you're keeping well. So Richard's saying, not particularly worried about continuing sales as no one will be able to pick my stuff. Yeah, so you're quite lucky, Richard, where obviously your brother does eBay as well. So he could probably log on remotely. All you need to do is give him your password. So you probably don't want to do that at this point. He'll start putting all his stuff up at 99p auction. But I think it's very much a case of he'll be able to, he knows how to shut down your eBay store. So you have that backup as well of someone who does eBay on a big scale. There we go. Let's have a look here. I'm just seeing if I missed anything. Sean's in. Is this a cult? If so, I'm in. Sign me up. My backup plan, by the way, is going on the game. All you need is no more of some mouthwash. Yes. Yeah, if everything goes wrong, Sean, with your eBay business, just go on the game. Hope for the best, mate. I don't know how well you're going to do out of it, but I think OnlyFans accepts anyone these days. So, yeah, give it a go. Why don't you just try and do it while you're doing eBay as well and update us how it goes. Nice tracksuit. Well, he's lying. Aaron is lying. He's late to the show. This is not a nice tracksuit. It's an ugly tracksuit, but ugly sells. So we're all about it. So people are talking about, Kathy's saying here, discuss it with my family. If I die, they will give all my crap away, maybe even get a couple of skips. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? How we buy all of this crap and expect that our family's going to want to deal with it. And I can't call him the contact. I'm going to call him the plug because I got told off when I kept saying my contact. The plug, who I'm going to see again on Thursday, he said the same to me of me clearing all the stuff from him, all the McDonald's stuff, all the other cool vintage stuff I've been clearing from him. He said, I'm doing him a massive favour because his family have said the last thing they want to do when he dies is to have to deal with all of this stuff. So the fact that I'm clearing the majority of things away, I feel like I'm doing a good service to the family and paying him for the trouble of it. And obviously I'm doing well as a reseller. We know how it works there. So this is a good question from Tommy. Do you have any other skills or practices that you would be able to lead into if eBay was to shut down? Yeah, so Tommy, I worked in recruitment for 13 years. And so I know if I gave up eBay today, I could be back into a recruitment job probably by the end of the week. I still get messages from people trying to headhunt me on LinkedIn to go back into the recruitment field. So I do have that emergency backup. But it's quite interesting, another thing to think about as well. We've seen many accounts get shut down on eBay. Where could you pivot to? So could I pivot onto Poshmark? Probably, with regards to niching down into clothing. Would I be as successful on Posh as will eBay? I would say no at this stage, but Posh is growing rapidly, so who knows? But yeah, I think it's always a good thing to look at. If eBay was to shut down, that's another emergency plan. If eBay was to go, could you pivot elsewhere? Ali's in, hope you're well. I wouldn't quite call me a HR professional. I worked in HR. I don't know if I was professional. No, I do miss aspects of the recruitment days, I must admit. I do miss being around people. So reselling is quite a lonely job, as we all know. So it's great that we can do this kind of thing. It's great I can hop into a Zoom call and talk to people. But the actual thing about being around other people on a day-to-day basis, I miss that part a bit. But honestly, I would not change doing eBay to go back to recruitment. First of all, I earned more doing eBay than I did in recruitment. And secondly, it's a lot less stressful. And I like the flexibility. Like today, my day started this morning. I was at the gym at 8 o'clock, gym, swim, done my listings. And I was back home after doing my listings in the gym by about 11:30. And my eBay day is effectively done. Apart from the packages I had to send out, which are done on my walk this afternoon. And then I've done some extra bits on eBay. So it's great you can have that flexibility where if you work for any company, you do not get the choice there. So it's very much a case of your shift starts at 8 o'clock, your shift finishes at 5 o'clock. You have an hour for lunch at X time, and that is it. So I really like the flexibility. But it is interesting about the whole thing about, could you pivot into something else? What else would you do if you wasn't doing reselling? Fritzy George says, I'm building a couple of secondary incomes. eBay is 95% of my business, but hoping to push it down to 8% by the end of the year. Yeah, I think that's really important as well when you look at eBay. So eBay is my main income, but I'm the same as you. I have a couple of other things on the side that pay me money. I mean, YouTube, for one, pays me money. I've not withdrawn a penny out of YouTube. And I'm going to speak about this in an upcoming video, hopefully, about YouTube stuff. And Georgia, you know, you do YouTube. Us YouTubers do not earn anywhere near as much money as people think you do. So people who don't do YouTube videos think, oh, we put out a video, it gets 1,000 views and we earn £1,000. We really don't. It'd be nice if we did. But it all adds up. You know, all of these other avenues you can do adds up. And I'm also thinking the same. I'm thinking, what else can I do in the future? As things grow, as things develop, can we pivot out to other things? If I ever was to join Posh, and I'm not thinking about it at this stage, but I would have a separate store for Posh to eBay. I wouldn't cross list personally. And I would probably just stick to the Posh lives if I was going to do it and do a weekly live show, very similar to this. Let me just have a look here. So Sean is saying, I think if eBay shuts you down, if people are being honest, all the rest combined would make up for it, but it would be much harder. Yeah, so there's plenty of other options at the end of the day. I mean, let's use Chris from Daily Refinement as an example, okay? Huge eBay store, got banned from eBay, got shut down, and he was showing us the other day on his Posh, he's making stupid money, probably more than he was on eBay. So he classed himself as an online reseller compared to an eBay seller. Whether you ask me, if someone says to me down the pub, what do you do as a job? I say I'm an eBay reseller. I don't say an online reseller. So yeah, there's plenty of other ways to pivot. And I know other people have been banned from eBay who've gone off to other platforms and done really well. So eBay isn't the be all and end all. At the moment, I believe it's the best platform personally to list my stuff on. But in the future, there might be other platforms that take over. I mean, Whatnot in the US has done really well. In the UK, it's a bit slow because they're not kind of letting everyone sell everything at the moment. If they open up the floodgates on Whatnot, I think eBay's going to have some real competition. That's my opinion. So Tommy says, how the hell do you manage that time? I find if I manage to create time in a day, I instantly fill it with being productive to keep all the plates spinning. Time management for me is a big thing. And I struggle with this quite a bit, Tommy, to be honest with you. And I think with regards to, and you'll know this as well doing YouTube, with regards to the time it takes to do the YouTube side, it eats into your time quite a bit. So I take today as a real win. And I always look at today and think, if every day could be that way, my life will be perfect. But you've got to remember, today there was no sourcing. Today there was a minimal bit of shipping because I didn't have many sales yesterday. And I also had the photos ready from the day before. So listing was really quick. So in an ideal day, you want to have your photos prepared from the night before, ready for the next day to make your life easier. But we all know it doesn't always go to plan. And tomorrow will probably be a 4 or 5 o'clock finish for me because I want to try and get ahead because I'm going to see the guy on Thursday. I'm going off to do a clothing pick from a contact on Friday. Might be 200 pieces on that one. So, and then boot sale weekend, you know, busy boot sale weekend. So, yeah, it doesn't stop really. Let's be honest. Let me just see if here we go. As I'm a business seller, but a private seller, I have given the power to my granddaughter as she is tech savvy. Yeah, I think, again, it doesn't have to be wife or husband. It could be anyone who you feel might just want to take the responsibility on, even if they don't want to deal with all the stuff, just so they can close it down, just so they can do the basics. I mean, let's hope, and again, it's going to sound morbid. I don't want to do this morbid chat, but let's hope if I do die or I do go into a coma, it's not a Sunday evening because Leanne's going to have about 40 to 50 orders to pack on a Monday. She's going to be fuming. So let's hope it is on like a Tuesday or Wednesday when it's been a bit of a slow sales day, maybe. That'd be good. Let me have a look here. Yeah, so Kathy's saying here, for my eBay, is my eBay. If I'm not here, then that'll be fine. It's gone. It's also possibly a lot closer to pearly gates than most. Yeah, but Kathy, it's not just about death. And this is what I'm saying here. If you are dead, in a way, it's completely out of your control. And if eBay do ban you, that's it. No stress, because what does it matter? You don't care. You're dead. But we're talking about if you, as I say, if you was to fall over and bang your head and be in a coma for 2 or 3 days, what options you have to shut down your store so you can come back to something. A question here: what if you can't sell the items you may have bought for £30 to £50? So I guess you're asking the question there: if you was to spend £30 to £50 and you can't sell the items, well, we've all made mistakes. I've made many mistakes, and I'll continue to do so. What I will say is try and front load your research. So when you are paying £30 for an item, or £50 for an item, especially, you're looking at your sell-through rates. You're looking at what the items are listed for and what they have sold for, to make sure you're kind of guaranteeing that profit. For instance, when I spend £15 on something, I'm looking at that straight away saying, right, that's 60, £70. And the reason I know it's going to be that is because other people have achieved 80, 90. So if I go a bit lower, it should sell. I should be able to make a profit on it. But yeah, try not to take the risks on the bigger value stuff. How much do you make on average resale on eBay? So JD, this is a question that no one's going to be able to answer for you, because everyone's average is completely different and depends on what you sell and what categories. So some people will list 5 items a day and they might make on average £2,000 a day. It depends on what they sell. Other people might list 100, they might be in media, and they might make £300 a day or £200 a day. So it's a very hard question to answer. It depends on the category, it depends what you sell. So yeah, let us know if you are an eBay reseller, what categories you're selling. Be really keen to hear. Let me just see if I've missed anything. Aaron saying time management. I said I was doing 10 listings today. I've done 0, still 4.5 hours to go. Aaron, it happens, mate. Honestly, I done a story yesterday when I was walking down to the garage on Instagram, and I was feeling great, and I was like, look, I'm going to try and get 40 done today. I done my 20, nice and early, very good, very good. And then it got to about 3 o'clock, and I find myself sitting there like, can't be bothered, on my phone. 28 listings, so I've done 8 extra yesterday. So you fail, and you know what? You recognise it. You say, could I have worked a bit harder yesterday? Absolutely. Did I work harder today? Probably not, because I kind of took a bit of a chill day because I got all my work done. But am I going to work even harder tomorrow? Yes. But if you can try and be consistent with getting the basics done and then trying to add these little things on top, it quickly adds up. Yes, Adam. Any tips for creating eBay coupons? Of course, I'm going to plug. I've done a video on my channel about this quite early, I think, when I started YouTube, one of my early videos. If you go onto my channel and go on the eBay tips and tricks playlist, it'll be in there. And I've done a step-by-step. It's really simple. And as long as you have a store, you can create coupons. And I must admit, Adam, coupons have really boosted my sales. So, yeah, check it out. But if you need any more help, drop me a message on Insta at Bold Finds, and I'm happy to talk you through it, mate. No problem whatsoever. Tommy's saying, if it's not worth that in the resale market, you may have to take the loss. Sometimes it's better to get something back than nothing at all to sit around. Yeah, and I've been guilty of doing exactly that, Tommy, where you spend £20 on an item, and because you spent £20, you won't take 25, you won't take 30, because you're just going to make a small profit or probably make a loss at 25. But sometimes it's better to take that 25, make a small loss and cut your losses and kind of learn from that mistake. Because really, then you're only losing, what, £3-4 You probably spend that on a Costa on a weekday when you're outsourcing. So don't worry too much. Here's my mate Paul. Hi mate, got second half op in on Monday. Then back to more caddying. We'll still resell, as you know. It's a pleasant hobby for me. If I peg it, the records are my boys, and the rest is yours. All right, Paul. Well, first things first, mate. Hope the heart op goes okay. Drop me a message, mate, and let me know. I don't know if you're going to be at the boot sale on Saturday. I'm probably going to go Moss End Saturday. So if you're there, I'll see you there, mate. But if not, drop me a message, mate, to let me know. And yeah, happy for you to leave me all your crap. No, I'm not really. Please don't leave me all your crap. Leave me some good bits in there as well. But jokes aside, mate, touch wood. Everything goes well, mate. Hope you're keeping good. Simon says, keep seeing posts on Facebook. Let me just drink this. Hold on. before I read out what people have been saying on the Facebook UK groups. Keep seeing posts on Facebook asking if everyone's sales really bad. It winds me up. Keep being so negative. Look at year on year. Truth be told, here's my answer to this, because it winds me up as well, I'll be honest with you, Simon. I don't like being around that negativity, personally. I know some people will join in on it. I personally rather not be around it. I surround myself with positive people who are going to help me grow. But the truth of the matter is, when someone says, is everyone else's sales slow? You're only going to listen to the answers you want to hear. So you're going to listen to the people who say, yeah, eBay's shit, eBay's this, oh, eBay's punishing me, eBay's... But then the people who put, no, my sales are flying, they don't want to hear from them people. So the only reason people's sales are really bad, there's a few reasons, okay? Seasonality items. So you're selling jeans in the summer, probably not going to fly out the door, okay? And secondly, consistency. That's what I honestly believe in. I know people might disagree and feel like, you know, you don't have to list every day or whatever. I think eBay will favor activity every day. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I've left a lot of the groups, because there was so much negativity. You'd go on there and scrolling, you just see negative after negative, and I don't want to be around that. So I have a few people I speak to on a daily basis who motivate me and have helped me get to where I am currently in my business. So Thrifty Georgie says, did 10, edited video, picked and shipped orders, done nothing since 1 o'clock. But there we are. You've done your 10, you edited a video, you picked and shipped orders. Video editing is long and hard work. I don't care what anyone says. George, you'll know on this, mate. It's so time consuming. I was looking today because I need a backup computer, again, thinking about emergency. And I want to get one of them Mac Minis, I think they're called, where you can plug it into your monitor. And I want to use that as my editing PC in the house. So I've got a really nice gaming monitor upstairs. So I'm going to probably buy one of them. And then I looked at the Mac Studio, and they're really powerful for YouTube. And I was thinking, why don't I just go all out and get something? So when I, you know, grow on YouTube in the future, I've got something there. Then I looked at the price, and it was about $4,000 for that studio. So yeah, I will not be getting that. But yeah, YouTube editing is time consuming. Get the money and reinvest. Absolutely. That is the absolute key there. If you do make a mistake, get your money back or get some of the money back, reinvest it into better stuff. Absolutely. So talking of this subject, how much do you think listing every day helps? I source on weekends and list the majority the same day due to full-time job and time constraints. I get a good amount of sales throughout the week. So yeah, when I first started eBay, I used to go to the car boot sale on a Saturday and Sunday. I used to pick up maybe 60 items and I would list them all on Monday and Tuesday. And I wouldn't list the rest of the time. But now I spread out my listings. So my advice to be for you, because you do it alongside a full-time job. By the way, credit to you, because doing eBay full-time is hard. I don't know how people do it alongside another job, because there's so much time that goes into eBay. So first of all, credit to you. I would say, personally, I would spread your listings out. So say you've got 20 items to list. Okay, spread them out throughout the whole week. You know, 3 on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday, 3 on Thursday, 3 on Friday, etc., etc., etc. I don't need to have to keep telling you 3, and that's bad maths anyway. But yeah, I would spread out your listings throughout the week instead of just pumping them all at the same time. Yes, get out of the Facebook groups. Absolutely. Yeah, generally people are being negative all the time are the ones that aren't going to last year on year. Yeah, I hear and see it all the time. And yeah, just surround yourself with like-minded, positive people. That's what I will say. Tommy says, remember that when we are using online social media, our profiles exist within echo chambers. Choose who you listen to wisely, and actually surround yourself with people who lift you up. Yeah, and what I will say, shout out to Tommy, because we've not really spoke apart from the live stream last week where he hopped in. And I say not really spoke, we've chatted on Instagram and stuff. But shout out to Tommy, and it's little things that people can do. Tommy will like every single one of my Instagram stories. And I'm not here crying the blues saying, oh, please, everyone like everyone. But just tap the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. Or just big someone up and say, like, smashing it, mate. Well done. You know, I think sometimes everyone's so, not everyone, I think there's a lot of bitterness sometimes towards other people doing well. And I don't see that. I want to see everyone do well. And if I see someone post up 90-day total of 60 grand. Okay, I'm not going to think, oh, well, they'll probably pay 59 grand for cost of goods. They might well do. We don't know. But fair play for them to do it. And so, yeah, let's just be a bit more positive about other people's businesses, guys. We're all in the same boat at the end of the day. Lucy's talking about editing. I know about editing. I still have 2 videos from Sunday, plus got to get video up tomorrow as well. Yeah, it's hard when you are doing that consistent video. It's so hard. Let me have a look here. Damien's in. Apologise for the tardy. What's the tardy? Why don't I understand that word? Does tardy mean late? Lateness? Because if so, Damien, how dare you be late? I'm guessing it does, because Kathy's saying stand in the corner, yeah. Let me just catch up on the chat. While I continue on the chat, actually, just a couple of quick things with the channel. If you guys didn't see, I posted on Instagram, we are doing the 24-hour live stream again. That is going to be, and I need to double check the date. Let me just open up my calendar here. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong date. That is going to be on the 19th of July. But first of all, let me go back slightly. On the 18th of July, as you can see across the bottom here, I'm doing my giveaway. So the £100 giveaway for 1 year on YouTube. And I'm going to have a special guest in interviewing me, asking me questions about the first year on YouTube. We're going to be talking eBay, YouTube, etc. So that's on the Tuesday live. On the Wednesday, I am going to be doing the 24-hour live, and all the details are on Instagram. I believe it's 10 a.m. on the Wednesday, right the way through to 10 a.m. on the Thursday. Don't ask me why I'm doing it again, but I am. But everyone is welcome to come and join. Like last time, I'm going to share the StreamYard link on Instagram, on YouTube, etc. If you want to come in for 5 minutes for a chat, an hour for a chat, or even like Georgie done last year, and I never even spoke to him when he done this, come in for literally the majority of it, feel free. So if you've got a deaf pal, if you just want to come and have a chat, if you want to come and hang out, if you want to come and just join us, shout out a YouTube channel and disappear, I don't mind. So everyone is more than welcome. Limelight is saying, I'm getting sales, but all low value. I think people want to treat themselves, but just don't have much spare cash to do it. Yeah, I think the low value stuff is what I'm finding at the moment. Last Tuesday, I had 14 sales, and I think it totaled about 160 quid, which is terrible, really, with 14 sales. People are a bit, I think people are a bit wary about spending money, but if people are looking for an item, people will still splash out on it. So I think the customers are still there. It definitely can be a stress. I'm actively trying to improve my time management at the moment, so I appreciate the comments on that. Yeah, time management is a huge thing. Lisa, I did. It was great. Me and the wife watched it, and I didn't tell her he was going to be on. And I said, look, it's Nick Hills. And she was like, no, it's not. I was like, yeah, it's really him. And within the first round, I said to Leanne, I said, they're getting to the final. These other two teams aren't up to their level. So, yeah, shout out to Nick. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it. Go and watch it on BBC. A little spoiler, they done very well. What I find with negatives is people are looking to blame anything but themselves for their own sales. Yeah, I'm with you, Aaron, on that boat. And you're another one as well, we'll say, who we speak a lot on Instagram, and you're always bigging other people up and myself. So yeah, look, I appreciate it. And I appreciate anyone who bigs up, not just myself, but other channels as well. Let's just like support each other a bit more. Yeah, our tardiness is late. I thought it did. I wasn't sure. Yeah, 24 hours. The 24-hour stream is back, baby. We're going to do it again. Resellers Blueprint. Just want to say, another person who is really impressing me at the moment with regards to their reselling, Resellers Blueprint. So I have a full-time job, 4 kids, a YouTube channel, and I'm loving your YouTube videos, and I'm going to hit you up later on. And an eBay store with 1,500 listings, and that is no mean feat. 4 kids, full-time job, YouTube channel, and 1,500 listings. Everything is as hard or as easy as you make it. Keep your chin up and grind through it, and you will succeed. Absolutely. And we've got no excuses when Reset Blueprint is doing all of that with 4 kids. Shout out. Let me have a look here. There we are. Georgie's committed, everyone, to the 24-hour stream as well. I'll build up some stock and have it ready. Yes, love the mindset. It's all about that mindset. I'm doing well at the moment. Next month, I'll be reselling 4 years. 4 years, mate. Well done. And June was my best month ever. Only achieved through hard work and nothing else. And shout out Damien as well, who took it. I say took it out of it. I'm going to say went out of his way to go and get a GoPro to start filming around the car boot sale. And I've been really enjoying your boot sale videos, mate. And I know what you mean about the crotch shots. I do it all the time. It's so hard with the GoPro when you've got the chest mount to bend down to look at stuff without showing your parts that, as I say, you can put on OnlyFans and make more money from than YouTube. But yeah, well done, mate. And the lip sync issue you were speaking about, I didn't notice it. So yeah, don't worry too much. Let me just see what else I think here. I think I'll wait about 24 hours and join the live stream just to annoy you for the last hour. Yeah, welcome. I mean, to be fair, last time I'd done it with January, I set the target of 140 listings, which is my weekly target. And I think it was about 2.5 hours left, 3 hours left. I had done it. So then last 3 hours, I was just sitting there chatting, like eyes feeling heavy. And Nick Hills, Damien, and a few other people come into the chat. Money Mental Andrew, and a few other people came in just to get me through that last little bit. And we had a drink together. It was really nice. So yeah, please, 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 all come and support me. It doesn't matter whether I've ever spoke to you before or not. You're all welcome. And don't worry if you don't have a YouTube channel. It's not about that for me. It's about you coming in, doing some listing. We'll have a chat, and just to get me through the 24 hours. And hopefully the shed's a bit warmer than it was last time. It was freezing. Yeah, smashing it. Absolutely. No worries, mate. Keep going with it. It's good. The boot sale videos are the ones that I love watching. Other people put out as well. Okay, I'm up for the 24 hour. Will you get a workout done after you finish listening that time? So here's the plan, Simon. The reason I've done it for 10 o'clock is this. Okay, so gym first thing, back home, posting done for the Wednesday, 24 hours worth of listing. Okay, and that's Thursday at 10 o'clock. Then we are going to go and post the items for the Thursday. We are then going to go for a swim, and then we're going to bed before I do the YouTube call and daily refinement group that evening at 9 o'clock. Oh, I'm dreading it. I might have to get Mel to cover. No, we should be all right. But yeah, please do, mate. Come and join me for 24 hours. Can you do it? So Georgie's saying I did 108. Definitely going to try and top it. You've got to beat it, mate. I've got to do at least 141. And this time, I think I'm going to do a mixture between clothes and the everything. Maybe I split it. I'm not going to commit to anything yet, but maybe I do 75 clothing, 75 everything, and try and split it down half there. We shall see. But yeah, I know you'll be in it. I know you'll be in there. But as I said, even if people don't want to stay for 24 hours, a lot of people won't, and I do not blame you because I wouldn't unless I'm stupid enough to do it. Have you invited Tech and Sports to the 24 hours challenge? So what I will say about Tech, I'm sure in his call last time after I'd done it, he did say I would join James on the next one. So I am going to speak about it on the YouTube call on Thursday and see whether he's happy for me again to post it in the group he was last time. And then maybe just clip that part of his call and share it with him privately and just say, like, are you going to be joining us this time? Tommy says, I'm in the process of transferring all the stock I've brought into listed stock, but around a full-time job. Even an hour or two here and there can help chip away. And sometimes that's all you need, Tommy. Sometimes, as I say, the reason I do the stream is for me to have pure focus for 24 hours. And it is tough because when it hits the point of early hours of the morning and everyone's asleep and, you know, it's quiet, etc., it's really tough to keep going. But even if you was to kind of say, right, I'm going to commit to 2 hours, you will find yourself chipping away at so much of that stuff that's been sitting in the corner doing nothing. So yeah, please come join. I'm sure you will at some point, even if it's for an hour for a chat and stuff, just to keep me company. Please do, mate. Be good to see you. How many are you aiming for 24 hours? I haven't decided yet, Jess. I think I'm probably going to do 150. I need to top 140. But I will see how I get on Friday with this clothing haul, because if I pick up 200 items of clothing, I might do 200 clothing in 24 hours and try and do it that way and just stick to one process. Ali says, will you send them all live or grow your draft bank? So what I will be doing, the draft bank can only hold 250 and I've got 140 in there at the moment, which is a week's worth for me, Ali. What I will be doing is I will probably be getting my draft bank up to 250 and then scheduling the rest out. Or what I might do the week before is use my draft bank and just rebuild it back up to the 250 or 140, whatever it may be. So, yeah, that's the plan. It'll either be drafted or scheduled. AA says, Kathy, are you joining the 24-hour stream? Kathy is joining. Kathy is joining. She will come in, I'm sure, at some point. Everyone's welcome. Sorry, here we go. Good question. Limelight said, did you find you made many mistakes in the listing whilst chatting to other people? Yes. So I think the mistakes come not from chatting to other people. It came from the time I was speaking about a moment ago. So it came from the times. I was looking at when the drafts were put in. And most of the mistakes came between 2:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the morning. I was finding little spelling mistakes and little typos. So I'm going to have to be really careful to make sure I go back and check them. That's what I had to do last time. I think I found 10 in that space of time that I had to go and make small little changes to. Some things I priced at like $9.99 when it was like a $49.99 item. Little things like that, Limelight. So it's very important I do go and check it. But yeah, that time in the early hours of the morning, just when nothing's going on, it's very tough. James, I noticed on one of your vids you're an Arsenal fan. Yes, I am an Arsenal fan. I have a couple of Arsenal items that I would like you to have. Well, Alan, you don't have to do that. I don't expect anything from anyone, but drop me a message on Instagram. I'll buy them off you because, yes, I'm an Arsenal fan. Gutted about last season. We should have won the league. We mucked it up at the end. But also, I'm pleased that we're back up there, or so it seems. And hopefully, Declan Rice signs soon. I'm a big fan. But yeah, Alan, drop me a message, mate. Honestly, you don't have to give me anything. I'm happy to buy some bits off you. Let me know what you got, mate. I'll be really interested, but I appreciate the kind message. Yeah, 10 an hour, 240 listings. I think it's possible, Simon. I think 240 listings with clothing, I think is possible if you are doing the same kind of clothing. I think 240 t-shirts in 24 hours is doable. Because what I'd probably do 240 sets of photos straight away. So I'll just have them up on the board, bang, 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 in the bags, over to one side, transfer it all to the PC, and then sit down the rest of the stream chatting while building the listing. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see the clothing stuff I get from this guy, but I've got to work through this everything stuff. So it's very much a case of we'll have to see what happens. Yes. So another commitment from Tommy. A reset blueprint. I must have about 400 to 500 things still to list. I am in the same boat as you, mate. I am fortunate position at the moment where I don't need to source. I have so much stuff. But with the car boot sales, I can't resist. And I know you lot might not want me to say this, and I'm sorry, I don't want to jinx it. I was speaking to Warders Club and Luke earlier, and I said, I need a week of rain. I need the car boots to be cancelled one weekend because the FOMO kicks in. It's like a real thing, FOMO, when it comes to car boots. But I'll keep going to car boots because we know what it's like. At the end of the year, it becomes a bit tougher. Yeah, Jack, it does officially. eBay said it holds 250 and people have lost them before, but some people have got a lot higher. So yeah, just double check that, mate, because you don't want to be drafting and losing items. But some people reported that after 250 they start dropping off. I think Tech mentioned it before as well. So yeah, what I'm going to probably do is draft bank to 250, then schedule for the next few weeks. Let's have a look here. So this is a good question. I was asked this earlier. Are you doing any prep work on your items before challenge researching prices? So 0 prep work is the challenge, and that's what I've done last time. So there's no pre-photographs, there's no pre-drafting or measuring, there's nothing. So it's literally a case of, on my shelves here, I'm going to have probably 200 items is the plan, stacked on the shelves here, probably on the floor here in bags, and it'll literally be a case of process. Last time, the only breaks I took, and it'll be the same this time, toilet breaks. I'm not going to go to toilet in the shed, all right? I've got a little bit of class about me. and coffee breaks. They're the two breaks, and to get a bit of food that was pre-prepared. So I think last time I made George in charge. Every time I left the shed, I was like, George, you're in charge. And he had never spoke to me, never met anyone before, but I trusted him. So should be quite fun. You could ask MG Retro to keep you awake with his opera singing. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I really want to get why is his name gone? Sonny. I was thinking of Sully, but Sonny from Steptoe and Mum in just to sing to me. He's a hype man. If you don't watch Steptoe and Mum on YouTube, you need to. He's great. He's one of my favourites actually in the reselling field of YouTube. 19th, mate. 19th of July. At 10 a.m. it starts UK time. Finishes on the 20th, Thursday at 10 a.m. as well. The R word? What R word? Have I missed it? Hold on. Oh, I hate when people confuse me in the chat. One time there was my labels hanging down here, and someone put, "What happened to number 237 or something like that?" And I was so confused for ages. I was like, look at the screen, being like, "What do you mean 237?" Oh, I know what the R word is now. Because I'm reading down rain. Sorry, it's raining now, but I hope it stops. Truthfully, yes, it's a real thing. Car boot FOMO is a real thing. And do you know what makes it worse? I don't know the same for you guys. I know so many other resellers at the car boot. I've got Sloth, I've got Jamie Dodger, Johnny and stuff who will message me and say, "Oh, mate, you missed it today. Oh, mate, you missed out on this." Or, "Oh, look what we got in the car boot." And it just rubs it in even more. Yeah, I worked it out. In the end. Lucy saying, "I'm the same. Don't need stock," and told Mum, "Yeah, Lucy, you definitely do not need stock. You're as bad as me. You need to be working through that death pole." But it is so difficult when the car boots are on, especially when the weather's good. George is planning already. Look, I might start out with clothing, fry for all the pictures, then batch list throughout the night. I think that's my plan. If I do all clothing, the first half of the stream will be pictures, second half will be listing, and do it that way this time. Last time I was a bit rubbish last time, which is what I'm going to see if I can improve. I was doing one listing at a time. So I was picking up an item, I was doing the listing, I was doing the photographs, I was putting away next. I think batching's the way. So batch photographs, batch listings, and do it that way. Could be good to get people from all over the world. Yeah, so Tommy, that's what I've done last time. So last time I had people from the US. I actually had Mark Rosales, Jen, and Eduardo come and join me on the challenge for the whole time. So they stayed the whole time. I think they dipped out maybe a couple of hours before the end. I think around the 22 hour mark. So I had them in with me the whole time, which is helpful. Then I had Mel back from Burnout and the guys from the Daily Refinement group from the YouTube call. At one point, they all joined and we had all them in the live stream. So what's quite good is I have people from Australia, America, France, and the UK who watch my channel. So hopefully at some point, someone will be in the chat. I don't know if he's still here, but Chop was chatting to me all the way through the night near enough. I think it was about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. He was still typing in the chat and keeping me company. So even the little things there where people are waking up, looking at their phone and just writing a message saying, like, keep going. Adam saying, just done an interview with Sonny, coming soon. Gentle plug. Excellent, Adam. No, what a great guy. He's really inspiring, and I love his videos. He's such a character. And I'm actually going down to Dirty Dunton car boot again in a few weeks' time. It's the Sunday after the live stream, so whatever that is, the 20, whatever it is. So hopefully I'll bump into him. I like to go meet him and say hello because I love his stuff. Yeah, Limelight was there last time. I remember. God, that was. It does feel like yesterday I'd done a live stream, but that was in January, and yeah, loads of US people were in. The 24-hour live stream is the 19th. It's the 19th of July, mate. It's on my Instagram, Bold Finds. I've got it on there. I'm sure it's the 19th to the 20th. Yeah, Lisa was there last time. It's so good to see people who are still in my live chats now who are there. That was the early days of me doing YouTube. I think I was only 6 months into YouTube, possibly. I still need more stock. I would love a death pile. Picked up 52 items today. Well, look, Simon, if you need more stock and you don't want clothing, drive over to my garages, mate. You can rummage through. Let me just catch up on the chat. Oh, I could use 24 hours to get my draft bank sorted once and for all. Sorry, my lips are just dry. If I could get 100, 120 done, I would be chuffed. Well, Donna, you're more than welcome to come and join. As I say, even if you don't have a social media or YouTube presence, whether it is, anyone's welcome into my live streams, whether I've ever spoke to you before, whatever. Come and say hello, come and chat, crack on with your work. And then when you want to dip out, if you want to dip out for a little sleep and come back, more than welcome. I'm going to pay for the StreamYard, which I think allows 20 people in at the same time. And believe me, last time I think I had 20 in at one point. It was manic. It was so hard to manage, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, so this is a good point here. With regards to FOMO, you should go sourcing as much as possible in the peak summer months when the boot sales are the biggest. Yeah, so I like having some stock back for winter. Because I'm making the full switch over to clothing, I'm not so stressed about this year because I have so much of the everything stuff that I'll probably list in the winter when I start liquidating my store. But for the clothing side, I am doing exactly this when it comes to car boots. I'm buying so much clothing, I'm building up a clothing store. And then near the end of the car boot season, I'm going to be stacking clothing ready to list up in January. That's the plan. But I think, like we spoke about before, you can't just use the car boot as a source. So Kathy's going to do the 24 hours sleep challenge. That's the one thing I will say. After the 24-hour stream, I had the best night's sleep I've ever had, I'm sure. I think I went to bed. I think the challenge ended at 8. I think I fell asleep about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And I didn't wake up until lunchtime the next day. And I never sleep that long. Normally, I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I'm wide awake by about 5:30, 6 in the morning. My sleep's terrible. But yeah, I got a great night's sleep, I must admit. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me just see here. Tommy saying, I'd love to join for the entire 24, but it had to be a weekend fit. Mate, look, everyone's got different commitments and you've got that as well. So yeah, just come in for an hour or 2 or 3 or 4. Georgie said he was going to pop in for a couple of hours and I said he stayed most of the time. Lucy speaking about FOMO, also with FOMO, also have FOMO, even I went to the car boot sale and see other people's stuff on Instagram, etc. End of the day, I always put up some for the winter. Yeah, it is that. It's when you start seeing the boot sale videos and the hauls people are getting. And you know what? Especially the ones where they go to your car boot sales, Lucy, it makes it even worse. Do you get selective of what stock you keep back? I personally don't. It's all going to go up there at some point. What I try and do though is not have a whole day. So say I list my 20 items. I don't want to be putting up 20 £10 items for a day. So I try and mix it up in the sense of, you know what, I might have 5 or 6 £10 items. I might have some £20 items, and I might have 5 or 6 bangers, which are like £30 upwards. And maybe if I can have like £100 item. So I try and mix it up. So that's the only thing I do with sort of putting it back. It's more of a tactical thing for me. And you're saying there for the winter months. I mean, there's some stuff that does sell better in the winter, but I'm listing jackets at the moment. I can't show you to package it up. I listed up a shot jacket I got from the car boot. Really nice jacket. That video is coming out tomorrow or Thursday, either day. A really nice shot jacket. You old school people know what shot is. Really cool. And it's about, it could be £100 jacket, maybe a bit less, maybe an £80 jacket. But I listed that up today. Might not sell straight away, but it will sell. Mate, that's absolutely fine. As I say, just hop in and out. If you want to hop in for half an hour and then come back in an hour's time and hop in later on and hop in the next day in the morning, whatever you guys want to do, in and out is absolutely fine. Yeah, Georgie, I'm glad you remember all this because I do. It always makes me laugh. And you gained some big fans that night because people were like, this guy, like, just coming and just cracked on, no planning or anything. And you ended up picking and packing orders in the morning and coming back. You did, yeah. You raced out to do it. And I think within about 45 minutes, you were back on the stream. Summer's keen. He's off for the week of work. Well, look, you've got a week off work. The last thing you might want to do is come and sit in a stream with me for 24 hours. But if you do, you know you are more than welcome. I always say that. Right, I read out this comment from AC Global. I rarely use car boot sales and mainly being clothing. I found finding a wholesaler you can trust is godsend. I chat regularly with one that's local to me. Yeah, I agree. I think a local source or a local wholesaler is the one. And I'm working hard at the moment, planning on getting that, because when I go full-time clothing, like you are saying, and I completely 100% agree, I can't rely on just car boot sales. Otherwise, my business is going to go from where it is at the moment, which is, I don't mind saying, it's in quite a good position, to probably being really low, because my clothing knowledge is not the best at the moment, and I don't have enough of it. So I completely agree. All right. On that note, people, the tracksuit will be listed on eBay tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. YouTube video out, I said either tomorrow or Thursday. I think it is tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, I'm going to make it tomorrow. Thanks for all the chat. Thanks for all the nice comments. Thanks for the conversations. I will see you next week for another live stream. I'm going to think of another subject and topic to bring up. But thanks for all the support on the channel, guys. If anyone ever needs anything, drop me a message on Instagram. Always happy to help and answer. But have a nice evening. I'll see you next week.